Hi guys, Holly with Keller Beads and Kateri Designs. Today I thought I would do this little stupid thing, kind of change things up. I'm going to sort beads. So if you like sorting beads and you like watching people sort beads, this will be for you. If you're not into that, then this won't. It's kind of given me an ability to kind of go through and just, get the stuff for myself organized so I can get what I'm not going to be using online. So y'all can go through it and decide if it's something that you want. I have still quite a bit, and most of them are like this, the stuff that I wanted to go through, and a lot of the smaller stuff I'm going to keep, but there are a lot of small things I'm not going to keep. So if you see something you like, it doesn't hurt to ask. I may just go ahead and sell it. I don't know. There's no way possible for me to use all these beads in between now and the time I die. So it just, it doesn't hurt to ask. But this is just going to be this a stupid sorting video. Some people like that. They like, seeing how other people organize. For me, this really is, it's a basic organization. I started doing this last night, just a little bit. Because I'd already done a lot of it, and it took a while to do. For me, this is kind of relaxing and therapeutic. It would drive a lot of other people insane just trying to nitpick through these beads. But what I'm finding is, like in here, this one's just very simple. But in here, there's a menagerie of beads. There's bicones and rondelles and rounds in here. So it's just this other, whatever. But at the same time, I kind of like that mix. I looked at it and I thought, well, those colors are really pretty. It's kind of very shabby chic looking with the pinks and that this green that is it's AB opaque AB green color in my autofocus. I'm so sorry, guys. I put it back on. Hopefully it will work. There we go. And so it right from this angle it doesn't, but if I put it down here, get my hand out of the way, you can see it down here. It is kind of really pretty. And of course you're seeing a little bit of the glare because it's sparkly and coming off the lights and stuff, but it's very pretty. You see how brilliant that is. These colors are really brilliant. But what I'm doing is these rondelles, these are believe it or not, I measured them last night. These are there's 2x2 and 2x3. I couldn't believe it. I have never seen a 2x2. And some of them are smaller. Like on these, I'm going to put these over here for now, just in another box. But like for these little beads here, they're just at 2 millimeter. Oh, come on. Autofocus. There we go. There we go. All right. They're at 2 millimeter. These are itty bitty tiny little beads. And because a lot of the stuff I did before and I do with my rings, if any of you have seen my rings, some of my rings get quite intricate and I love these tiny rings. And I actually made a hand-stitched heart. I found the pattern online and I made a hand-stitched heart out of rondelles and it came out really beautiful. And then even like I found these little tiny ones that were all, oh my gosh, I almost went blind. It was black, 3 different sizes of black, and then a black with a like a half Labrador on it. And it was just, oh my gosh, I spent an hour trying to sort through them, and it seems like, okay, why'd you even go to that point? And let me see if I can find them. Let's see, hold on, my arm's in the way. Excuse my allergies here. Those are some of them. These are the 2x3s. And they're very tiny. They're black, but there was... we go to, and you can't even hardly tell the difference except for I actually measured them. They look almost the same, except for these are 2x2s and these are 2x3s. And it was just insane. And my brain wouldn't let it go. I should have just tossed it aside and said, I'll go through them later, but I wouldn't let it go. And part of the reason I do this when it's like destashing, it's going through and separating and getting your beads out. I showed this on another video where by doing sorting and actually going through it, you find beads that you might have missed. And this is just not focusing. That's dyed jasper or dyed jade. I can't tell the difference. I had to have my mom expert take a look at this and tell me what it is. But it could be agate, who knows. But it's really pretty. And it was tossed in with a whole bunch of beads, and I wouldn't know it existed if I didn't go. We got some right here. We've got some, let's see, what color is this? This is like a, what do you call it? Picasso. It's got brown, and it looks like braided jasper, but it's not. Braided. I think I said that wrong. Anyway, so I'm just going to kind of go through here and spent 6 minutes talking about it. Kind of silly. But anyways, I'm just going to go through here and pick out the beads that, and go through and sort. And I will not micro sort, though, like I did the other ones last night. I'll do that some other time. But just getting ones that are out of the way like this. And like these are purple. These are purple. And these are blue. And so, I mean, that to me makes a difference. I don't need, and they're a different size on top of that. Those are probably 2x2s. And these are 2x3 or 2x4. They don't look like 2x4, they look like 2x3. And then I have some little tiny, I don't know if that's plastic or acrylic, whatever. I don't know if it's really not. Sometimes when they get so small, you kind of have to drop them on glass to find out. So, or rub them together if they make a scratchy sound. They're supposed to be real, but I don't know how much that actually works. Anyway, so I just had my needle. What to do with it? There we go. And so I have this nice needle. And if you watch the beginning of the video of the Motherload, you would see that I actually made a mistake of what this was. It was hilarious. I get quite silly sometimes and say the wrong thing. Anyway, so here we go. We're just going to start sorting. And I'm going to try to bring this to me so I can see it. I want to go through the easy ones first. And sometimes I have to take this needle because I can't get through in there. It's a little bit difficult with filming this because my arm has to go through here. Let me see. There you go. Actually, you know what would work is the handy dandy pliers that I had. There we go. That I got. I love this. I'm such a tightwad that I won't buy tools that I need. I wait till I find them from somebody who's like going through their sale. And I really am it was not really a tight wad. I don't have the money to do it. So, okay, somebody's like outside my door making a bunch of noise. I'm surprised my dog's not going crazy. You can hear her and the new puppy, Callista. Callista's a puppy I got from my son. Anyways, my youngest son. Anyway, so if you're a mom or parent, you know what happens when you get the kid the dog. You end up taking care of it. So she is now best friends with my German Shepherd. And she actually looks like a little mini-me of my German Shepherd. And she's not going to get very big, which is why I agreed to get her. But she came to me already potty trained by the breeder and already crate trained. So she's very smart. So the only thing that's the negative is that she doesn't bark when she has to go potty. She just sits by the back door. And if you don't take her potty, she goes on your floor by the door or on the carpet if it's by the door. Because I have hardwood floors, but I have rugs. And so occasionally I'm going to have to get up here and go check on them. And you might hear my mom from time to time. Okay, I need a few cups. I'm going to put this on pause and get a few cups. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Trying to get some things straightened out. Package came to the door. Had to let the dogs out. You know how it is. Okay. So hopefully this is doing what it's supposed to do. we hit that autofocus button again. So hopefully it'll autofocus. And you might hear some background noise because people live in this house and they don't want to sit in the room all day while I film. Anyway, so I got some containers that I've been using. What I'm doing basically right now is I'm separating the rounds and the oblongs and the rondelles from each other. And then everything is going into a certain area. And then I'll be able to sort the smaller rondelles. And so, because it says 3mm and there's 4mm and 5mm and there's bicones and there's rounds and there's different stuff in here. So the only way I'm going to be able to really do this is what I've been doing is taking out a pocket full of stuff and then just sorting through it. Otherwise, I'm going to go nuts. Now some of these to me are smaller than your what do you call it? Seed beads. So anyways, this is an oblong and it's silver lined. Okay, and it's about 3mm long. So that would be moved into a different compartment. This is supposed to be rondelles, but it's not. And then I have these beautiful beads here. Like I said, I may end up just keeping these together because I may do a project with these colors, and you know, because I just think that to me it's just very pretty. I love shabby chic. I love that pink and green and that pastel-y color. You know, I know that's, what do they call that? It's no longer hip, whatever, but I still like it. I don't ever really go with trends. I go with what I like. And if I like it, I usually stay liking it. And so if you walk into my home, you're probably going to say, oh, wow, like, you know, you've had that for like 20 years. Well, yeah, because it works. So anyways, this kind of goes everywhere when you're scooting it out. You can see it splaying everywhere. But I find that when you take it in small amounts, like this is small enough for me to just go ahead and empty this compartment out. But when you take it at small amounts, it's easier to go through. It doesn't seem so overwhelming. And this is actually very therapeutic for me. It helps me with anxiety. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. But I've heard other people, that's why I was doing this. I've heard other people say something about it's satisfying to see things done like that. It's it helps them, whatever, you know, they have some form of satisfaction they get out of it. I'm trying to put this where it doesn't fall over and spill all over my floor. Okay. And if you get packages from me and there's cat hair or dog hair, I apologize. My home is lived in, and I do not smoke, so there won't be any smoke, anything. And I did not keep anything that had any scent of smoke. And I think that somebody smoked out in the garage, and some of the stuff, like that's that Santa Claus box, was closest to wherever they were smoking, because nothing else smells like smoke and there's no residue on anything. So I think that it's just happens to be that. Let me see if I can get this to focus in and come in just a little bit more. There we go. All right. And the first thing I like to do is I just kind of like to spread out. And then because my finger, your hands, when you're doing this, your hands will feel a lot of the stuff that's, so you can see right here, these are bigger. Your hands will feel a lot of that. So I kind of just move it around because it's really hard to discern colors. I'm not really going for colors right now, except for the obvious. What I'm going for is size. And so you can see there's the bitty tiny little bitty, man, look at that. It's just so, well, if I can keep a hold of it. That is so super tiny. That is just itty bitty. That had to have been cut by machine. I don't know how you could even see to cut that. Well, maybe when I was younger I could have, but there's bigger ones. And some of these are going to be, you know, approximations. My dog's eating something. Hopefully it's not, oh, they're chewing on the tennis ball. It's like, I don't want them chewing on my carpet or but the puppy likes to, she'll eat my furniture. And I was doing a filming the last box one, the 65 boxes, and she actually chewed a hole in my chair, my leather chair. You cannot be attached to furniture if you're going to have animals, that's for sure. And she's just a puppy. She didn't know any better. And I have plenty of chew stuff for her, but I didn't realize that all of it was upstairs. So that was my fault. I wasn't paying attention to her. So there's fault number one. Number two, I didn't have what she needed because puppies need to chew. I also train dogs, not for other people, just for myself, but I've done that since I was a kid. So anyways, so you can see I'm just kind of just like, and it doesn't have to take this slow. I'm doing it slow because if I start doing it really quickly, it's going to give me anxiety. And hopefully this is like going to focus in, because it seems what I'm looking at may not be what you're looking at. I mean, what I'm looking at, you may not be able to see it the way I'm seeing it. I can't tell if this is out of focus because I'm zoomed in too much. And I don't want to do that. And I got another bead. Nope, doesn't belong there either. There's a big one. So, and there's other ways to do it. I mean, you can scoop and, sort, move things around and just pick out the bigger ones. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be so with the pliers. Now I can feel, because I've lost some of my vision. Actually, I lost quite a bit of my vision. I mean, I still can see. I can drive. I have corrective lenses now, but I didn't when I was younger. I had perfect vision. But I can feel it now, which is funny because you hear people who start losing their vision, their other senses pick up, and it really is true. You really do pick up other senses. And then, let's see, this feels like that. See, yep, it's about the same size. And what I'll do and this is how I sorted the 2x3s and the 2x2s. I literally stuck them on the needle and it pulled off the bigger ones as I did it. There's the only way I could see to do it, because there's just too much of a difference. Now this looks like an oblong. Oh, it's a rondelle, but it might just be misshapen. I'm not sure. We'll stick it over there. Let's see. And you might be seeing it going, no, you're getting the wrong one, because you can see better than me. That's Callista. Callista with a K. I'll just call her Puppy. Well, here's another one. It looks like misshapen. So it must be cut that way, because it looks misshapen to me, but it's not. It's a different color. You see that? I don't know if you can see that. It's a different color than the other ones. And I put that, those smaller ones, those other smaller ones in that are this size, in the container already. And like I said, I'm just sorting through, trying to pick out the ones that are different. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all my rondelles, the smaller ones, in one, so that I can start putting them in where I can use them. And I really like to have my small beads in tubes, in the tube thing, so it's just easier for me to pick them out. And that was something that was already there. And oh, by the way, I'm going to be going through what I already have in seed beads, because if I keep the seed beads that she has, if they're the ones that are the delicas, I'm going to get rid of my other ones, because I won't be using those. I mean, you can have too many seed beads. It'll make me crazy. All right, so I've gotten all these little rounds out of here. Pull that in there. See, to me, you look out of focus, but I don't know. I'll have to re-watch this video. It's funny, I'm talking to you like you're going to understand what I'm saying, like you're watching it live when you're not. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do a live one. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. I'm so excited, and it seems so stupid. I have people following. Um, it really helps when I see that people are actually watching it. It helps me not to give up. Part of my dealing with my disability is it is a daily chore. And part, you can see, and I've said this before, I'm not hiding the fact that, I'm a Christian and I have my faith, and that is an enormous thing. But it also, this doesn't look like that. It does. It's hard for me. It's also very helpful for other people who step in and, subscribe or say something really positive to me. I've gotten some messages from some of you. Some of you have disabilities like I do. Yeah, but you have your own kind, and some people are a lot worse off, and, I have y'all on my prayers, but it really helps to know that other people that this is helping somebody, or that they're watching it, that they enjoy it, because it helps me to stay on top of getting up out of bed. Because sometimes it's really hard when you feel really bad and you feel sick. I mean, just like you have the flu that never goes away. It's kind of like, with the exception of the cough and the stuffy nose, but the aches and pains and the fatigue that's what it's like. And then there's some really mean people. There's some really nice people, and then there's some really big buttheads in this world who can totally ruin your day if you let them. On the days where you feel like, okay, I'm going to put makeup on, I'm going to, I feel good enough to, do that, go out to the store, go spend some time with my kids and do something, and you've got people sneering at you, because you're in the handicapped parking space, or you're sitting in the big one. And for me, and I've actually cried, my daughters have been they weren't embarrassed, they were really actually quite nice about it. But I felt so humiliated because I had to get in the chair because I couldn't make it to the store. And they're like, Mom, it's okay. But people will actually sneer at me for being there. But there are more people than not are really nice. And I really appreciate that. And I know that a lot of you out there have the same thing. Some people can't even get out of their home. And this is something all they have, and I know what that's like too. It's, sometimes it's all you can do just to do something. This doesn't look the same. Let's see. See if we can look at this together. Doesn't look the same to me, and it's not. You see? Oh my gosh, it's not auto-focusing. Hang on. Okay. I had to hit that. I keep having to hit the button. I don't know why it stops every time. Can you see the difference? I might be too close. Sorry about my nails again, but can't tell you, the bills are coming in from the doctors for my son when he was sick. So no nails for a little bit. Anyways, I think that this one's bigger. It looks bigger to me. Even I'm looking straight at the video. I'm not even looking at it. I'm looking just at the video. So this one looks smaller. Put it over here. This one looks bigger. Put it over here, but it's not as big as this one. So, see, this one's not as big as that one. So we'll put that over there. What's funny is these holes on these beads, for being so small, are actually kind of wide. They're kind of big. I don't know if you can see that. Come on. There we go. There we go. Oop. It just went flying. Okay. All right. If she keeps barking, I will go fix that. Oh, there it is. A tiny bead. That's bigger. No. Okay. So that's like micro filtering, and I probably won't do that because, except for where it's easy to do. This color looks like this. A little bit. Let's see if we can just find the big ones first. Get the big ones out of the way, and then I'll sort the little ones later. That's just too much of a refinement for me right now. Just want to get these big ones out of the way. Anyway, oof. These are different size big ones. I think they're a little bit, there's 4 of them. And when you're sorting colors, it really helps sometimes to even just put them on the scoop. And then you can find actually a color that's different. What was that one? But when you find it on the scoop, you can be looking through it and you can actually see the ones that are different. But these are the iris colors, and it's a little bit harder to tell. Right now I'm just looking for size, because this is just going to take way too long to micro sort those. I can always do that later. For me, it's finding these bigger ones that are definitely this, what do you want to call that color? It's like a purple and copper color, if you can see. It's purpley copper. I don't know if you can see the copper part. I can. So, oops. So I'm just going to keep doing this, and then I can find what I can do is go through and sort that. Let's see, and push them to the side. We'll micro sort those later. Okay, let's see, there's another one here. As I get them, there's another one there. Missed it. There we go. And you can actually roll them in your hands, and you can feel the bigger ones. Your fingertips can feel the bigger ones too. So there's those. We've gone through those. And there's one right there. My sleeve is catching. Get the other sleeve is catching the. There we go. And just start pushing them in. The ones that are, there we go. I got 2 of them here. See them? Y'all might be able to hear the next door neighbors. They're, I'm hoping they're actually moving in. I hope we don't get renters. But, and not that renters are bad. I've been a renter myself. Just around here in this area, the people don't take care of their yards. They don't take care of their stuff. And I understand that if you're not able to physically do it, because I can't. I have to hire somebody. Actually, I found somebody, thank God, who, because most of the time if you don't do a certain amount of times in a month, they just won't even bother. But I found somebody who actually, you know, cares and knows that I can only afford once a month. So, that's all. He comes by once a month, and he always asks before, do I need it? And I just kind of push it. Now, during the summer, I have to push it to every 2 weeks because it just gets so out of hand. But, you know, lawn care is expensive. And my son has not been physically able to do anything because he's been too sick. So, when we get to that point where he's not, when he's able to do something, he will. But I don't know about that. Not quite, but I don't know. Leave it. We'll leave it there for now. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay, we're getting through this. There's another one. There's this one. And I'll do a final sweep through this before I put this up. Okay, so, and the next one won't be sewn. She's barking at the next door neighbors in the backyard. If she doesn't stop, I'll turn this off. Okay, it looks like I got them all. So I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to just sweep through this to make sure. That looks like everything. So what I'm going to do is this is going to go in that bin I had in here. I think, I know those are all blues, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put these smaller ones in here. Trying to keep this from falling over. Let me get us the bigger scoop for that. That's going to take too long. I've seen one person has this triangle scoop. I went to go get it at Hobby Lobby, and they wanted $6 for it. That's how cheap I am. I was like, I'm not paying $6 for that. I'd rather have $6 worth of these. I love these for the tiny beads. It's easy to stack them and store them right where I want them. Let's see. We're going to put this one in another container for a little bit bigger stuff. You can see I have some purple here, but I don't know if they're, I think these are bigger. This in here. Okay. And these need to go around, and all my rounds right now are going in a bag because I'm putting them in one place where I can figure out what to do until I get them all together and actually find, because there may be more of these, just they're hidden in amongst the other. So that's going to go in my round pile. Not my trash can, but my round pile. Alright, so these two are done. This one is done. Let's see if you can see this. This one's already done. It's got a seed bead in it, but yeah, seed bead in it. Let's see. It's really pretty. Actually, it's, I don't know if you can tell that. That's dual color. It's it's like it's copper lined. And oh, and I found also, here's another one. I found what do you call it? My brain just went out on me. I found a I don't know what I was gonna say. This is what I'm talking about. This is what MS does, and I completely forgot. That's so embarrassing. That's just so embarrassing. But that's my life, and that's why I just say, okay, okay, yuck, just trash. Sometimes, you know, that happens. I actually started cleaning up my office to kind of make more room, because I want to have everything cleared out and, you know, back to where it was by the time my kids get here for my birthday next week. My birthday present is having all 6 of my children with me. I'm so excited. I have 3 adult children and 3 teenage children. So I'm very excited to have all my kids with me on my birthday. And I'm turning 50, which is, I think it's exciting. But anyways, so I want to get everything cleaned up and put away. And there's a little bitty, this looks like a bicone. And I can't tell. Oh, it's round. Oh, darn it. It's a, okay, I know what this is called, and I have not been able to find my word. I need to go look it up. It's an oblong shape. But I have not, oh, I love these colors right here. Look at these tiny, just did it again. It went flying. It hit something. Okay. Anyway, I love this color right here. These are really pretty, and I actually used these. It's this silver with like a black in the middle of it. I used those when I made my heart. and I'd show it to you, but I'd have to go through 3 cases trying to find it, which I need to do anyways, because if something happened to me, my kids are going to have a heck of a time selling this stuff off. They don't know what it is. All right, let's see, this is taking too long. Let's do this a different way. Pick out these little, this one's easier because it's 3 basic, you know, this is a, there it is, okay. It seems to be 3 colors. Just this is an AB of some kind. And I'm just going to pull this orange out. Boy, these, make these separate. Y'all can see them. There we go. Anyway, I want to get all this stuff done because I want to get the rest of the stuff on here in my next project after I get done with this Motherload. This is going to be the remnants of the Motherload is what I'm going to have next. It's going to be remnants. Basically this oddball stuff that I don't want to keep. It's not really oddball, but the stuff that I, you know, right now what I'm sorting through. And there will be stuff that I'm not going to keep and stuff that I will. I may have 5,000 of these orange cyan color, and I don't want all of them. So those may, you know what I'm saying? So, and when I go through the seed beads, there may be lots of them that I'm not going to keep. But I want the containers. So I'll go through those. But what I want to do next is I want to go through my drawers. If y'all seen when I had some of my videos, you can get a glimpse of my office space, which is my formal living room turned into, I just made it into an office space. I took the chandelier out and I put a ceiling fan with a light kit in. I didn't do it, but I had someone do it. And it's my office space and I love it because it's perfect size for me. And we don't have formal dinner parties or anything like that, so I didn't need it. But anyway, so, but I have this beautiful apothecary. I think it's Japanese, but I don't know the language, so I don't know. You'd have to, it's genuine. It's stamped. It's genuine, whatever it is, but it's giant. It's this beautiful, I don't even know what you call that color. But anyways, it's kind of a deep, rich red brown. And it's got all the little, see, there's that purple one. It's got all those colors on it. Not colors, I'm sorry. It has, looking at this thinking, it has all the writing on it. And it's got, I don't know how many drawers. 7 across and I don't know, 10, 12 deep. I don't know. There's so many drawers on there that hold every bead. If I put everything in packages, it would hold everything I have. That's how big it is. But anyways, what I want to do is I want to go through the drawers one by one and pull out what I'm going to sell and what I'm just going to destash my drawers, right? You know, like kind of like a live, you know, video, whatever. But I want to get that done and get those cleared out so I can put the beads I'm going to keep in them and make some space in here. Thinking, okay, where could I find another estate sale, or, you know, that I have to wait for a while. I have to sell some of this stuff before I can do that again. I have to have more sales. So if you want to see more stuff, if you don't have any need for it yourself, send your friends by my way. Most of this stuff, I haven't found anything so far that's, you know, like used that you have to break down. You could, some of the stuff that I have for sale that she, that I put in a lot sale of her jewelry. I mean, you could break those down if you wanted to. But most of this is new, you know, it's unused. It's used, unused stuff, so. Like someone told me, it's garage sale. It's like a bead garage sale. Now look, that didn't take too long. It wasn't easy. It wasn't, you know, wasn't hard. Put these little round ones in this little bag that she gave me, those little tiny bags. Okay, so that goes in the oblong and round. These are beautiful, and so are these little, this is a beautiful color. I think I have this color. Let's see, let's take a look. Oops. I think these are bigger. Yeah, those are way bigger. Same color, but they're bigger. Okay, so my goal is to eventually put all the tiny ones in this and put the bigger ones in the containers, because that's just my goal. All right, so I don't have room for both. So one will go in one. And then I'm going to have to go see what my dogs are doing, because they're starting to pace. And they may need to go to the restroom, or they may just want to go do it because somebody's out there and they can see them and can't get to them. Alright, so these are going to go in here. Isn't this a beautiful color here? This is really pretty. And look, I got some more orange, but I don't know if these are the same orange. No, they're not the same. They're actually, these are actually, bicones. Sorry, my brain stopped. Alright, going to put you on pause real quick before we go to the next roll. I'm going to keep this one in here intact because I like those colors together. I might actually put them in a packet and put them in my to-do pile that I've got growing of stuff that I want to, projects I want to do. Actually, let me do that right now, and then I'll put this on pause. Alright, so this is, and this for me is a headache. That's why I don't like these containers. These like this, that you can't just, on these, I can close everything off and only empty the one I want. On these, you have to go through here and stuff pops and it flies and it goes everywhere. So what I've done is just do a little bit of lean it and very gently scoop it in there. And look at those colors. Aren't they beautiful? And then put them in here. And then I'm going to pick this up and let just gently go in there. See, it just popped again on me. This actually helps with that when it's getting down to a smaller amount, because the end is flatter on this. It's like a spade almost. I love these colors. I think they're really pretty. I think that this would make a really, really pretty like a necklace or a bracelet for my granddaughter. And I actually have just, because my my daughter's been bugging me about making stuff for my granddaughter. It's not like I don't, it's just I haven't made anything recently. And so I think I'm going to do a child's line. I have mostly adult stuff and a little bit of kids, but I think I'm going to do a kids line. I just need to get some measurements on stuff. And but it would be like kid friendly. Okay, I'm going to put this in my I want to do something with it pile. Okay. So I'm going to put this on pause. I'm going to come back and we're going to start tackling these. Some of these, like this right here, don't look like they have very much in them. It looks like it's just mostly just a couple of beads. But we'll go through it and see. Okay? Okay, I'm back. So I'm not sure if it's should do this without everyone watching or whatever. It's all about sorting beads, so it doesn't really matter. We've got bicones in here. We've got rondelles, and I think maybe rounds. I can't really tell. We've got some rounds in here. Looks like some pearls mixed in. So pretty, whatever She has some very good quality pearls. Those pearls that are on the site, some of them are just like the glass pearls you get from Bead Landing or Bead Gallery, but some of them are not. They're heat sealed, and you can tell by the hole. And they're so good quality that I kept thinking might be Swarovski. But Swarovski has a difference. Like this one's a pearl. It's on there. This is really well done. This is a really well made pearl. Okay, but it's heat done. And you can tell with Swarovski's, the color is baked in with when they put them together, and the crystals. And it's all made as one. So there's no flaking, there's no peeling. But these are done with a heat seal. They're not just put on, they're heated on. You could tell because of the holes, not particularly on this one, it's hard to see, but on the bigger ones you can see. The holes actually, where the paint is, it actually is pulled into the hole. And so they're very, very well made, and their color is just beautiful. But because I have Jabblancs and other pearls from a previous bead haul, I just put those up for sale. That's the only reason why the pearls are for sale. It's because I already have so many from the previous one. I didn't want to just keep them. I wanted to pass the savings on to y'all. So let's sort through this one. And the reason I'm doing this is one of the more most watched video is one of the longest videos. And so I thought maybe, you know, it might just be beneficial for whatever reason. And just because sometimes there's nobody to talk to. That was a beautiful, look how pretty that color is. That would have been really pretty to have this at Christmas. Let me see. I can get you to see that. Isn't that pretty? It's a lot darker down here. It looks more like this beautiful wine color. It's a really pretty wine color. I really like that color. That'd have been really pretty for Christmas. I didn't make anything really new at Christmas time. And these are rondelles. And I think and I have really small ones. I might have the bigger ones already. So, but when you're sorting, like I'm not going to go and say, oh, let me see over here, let me see over here. The idea is to get all the things put together and then put all of your items together and then go through and find them. Unless there's an obvious one that you know exactly where it's at. But that just takes more time to start looking through stuff. It's kind of like, someone did a video on it for moms of cleaning the house. Oh, I got to do this. And oh, needs to be done first before I do that. And this needs to be done before I do that. And she basically gets herself into a hole of other things have to be getting done before the thing she initially got done gets done. Now, actually, if I can remember, I'll post a link to it. It's actually quite funny. Alright, so let me see. This one's an easy one too. This one belongs with the other. Remember, see, I'm going to open this up over there. Because that one's just like right in the box. I don't know if y'all can see this. Every time I try to focus it myself, the autofocus goes off. I think that's what I'm doing. Alright, so let me see. This one actually. See, these were not necessarily, they're not bad, but they're not like expensive because these are like stuck together from the paint. And it's easy enough to pluck them apart, but that doesn't really help much. That doesn't make them bad. That one looks even tinier than these. Oh my gosh, that's like a micro. Alright, so those go over here, and these are orange. So when I'm done with all of it, when I get it all done, I'll have the ability, here's another little micro one. I'll have the ability to go and just say, okay, here, here, and here for this set, and, you know. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to decide whether or not I'm actually going to post this video. I sit there and I agonize. This one's got 3. They're like stuck together. I do. I agonize and see it's just, let's see if I can do this real quick. I usually use my fingernails. Whoop. And they both went flying. So anyway, these look like the tiny ones. They are tiny. All right, so the reason like I said, I was trying to say, the reason I do this is because, for me, like I said, I don't want to have to go looking for where my stuff is, you know, and not know, okay, I want to go look for something round and I want to look through the round colors. I don't want to go through 5,000 boxes. This is, you are so out of focus here. I don't know how I'm going to make this work. But anyways, so I don't want to go through all those boxes. I only want to go through the rounds. I don't want to go through the rondelles and the bicones. I don't want everything all in all those boxes. I want them where I can find them. So this is how I do it. And not there are people, I mean, obviously, people who have it a different way and it works for them. For me, this is how I used to be. It's still a part of me. I haven't lost that part. And the difference is now, when I organize, before I got a sense of satisfaction, I still get that, but this one actually helps with anxiety. It helps just, I don't know how it does, it just does. And anything that keeps me from having to take a pill for something is a good thing. Because trust me, with people with MS, they want to give you toxic everything. And everyone's, oh, there's a cure. There's no cure. There's no cure. They don't even know what causes it. How can they cure what they don't know what causes it? But the mine is primary progressive, and there is no treatment. They can just treat the symptoms, which I allow only a minimal amount to be done, because they nearly killed me with the meds in the beginning, and I just said no more. And I refused to take anything that I didn't have to have. And then recently I had to alter that a little bit, because usually when you have an autoimmune disorder, you get other autoimmune disorders that go with it. It's just part of it. I don't know why, it just is. And so I got more, and so it, in addition to everything else, my spine is deteriorating. It's degenerative. So, but they've given me something that's non-opioid to help, which is good. But I'm not anti that. I mean, there's going to be a point, I'm sure, when I'm going to have those to help, because, you know, eventually it'll get worse. So okay, so you see the file. Just gonna put these over here for now. I don't know, they look like I'm gonna have to sort those, because some of them look bigger than others. And there's cat hair everywhere. You know, what the thing is because you see some of these stuck together, they just might not be very good. I may just have to throw those away. They just may not be, because almost all of them are stuck together. See that? Now, she may have had a project that she undid it, but I don't think she glued all of them together. I think they just came that way. I think because the coating made them that way. Almost all of them are stuck. And the ones that aren't stuck together, They don't look very good. I mean, they're really pretty color. I love the color. But as I'm looking at them, I don't think they're very good quality. I hate throwing anything away if it's, you know, usable. Okay, this is not working. Let me see. It's nice and quiet finally. And I'm saying something I shouldn't be saying because it's gonna ruin it. Now, the problem with doing videos like this is people think, oh, you seem so healthy, you seem so great, because, you know, I do this when I'm okay to do it. And the problem is that nobody sees me when I'm not well, you know, and I'm sleeping for 18 hours because MS makes me do that. It's like, okay, you've done this and this and this, now my body belongs to me, or to the MS, and it just says, no more. You're going to sleep, whether you want to or not. Now, that's something I've tried. Their medications, they actually have a medication they give, I don't know if they still do, but they did. They gave military members, and I don't know how they don't go cray-cray on that, because that's some wicked bad stuff. At least it was when I took it. It didn't make me not tired. It just made it where I couldn't sleep. And it was supposed to help me, they call it somnolence, the somnolence issue, which is sleepiness. And so they gave me this stuff, and right now I can't think of the name of it. It starts with a V, I think. Anyway, they gave me this stuff, and it, like I said, and it's something they give the military, so it's like, oh yeah, they go 2-3 days being awake. I'm like, I don't want to go 2-3 days being awake. And I'm like, well, with you, it'll probably just help you, you know, stay awake during the times you're supposed to be awake. Well, it didn't. It made me so, I was still exhaustedly, horribly tired, and this is when I was still working, and I was still able to work. And then they gave me this stuff to help me stay awake, and I could not sleep. And so after about 3 days, I thought, you know, it made me physically ill. Like, I couldn't eat. It was like, and that was not a good thing. Not like, oh, I'll lose weight on this stuff. It's not like that. It's like wanting to throw stuff up because you're so exhausted and tired. And so, but you can't go to sleep. And it's, you feel like someone gave you 5,000 cups of coffee, so you're real jittery. It was horrible stuff. But if they made something that you could take that would help you stay awake naturally, and I can't take, not everybody can take St. John's worts, and that's actually not an answer for me. But if they had something, I would like to have something that would help me to be awake when I'm supposed to be awake, and let me sleep when I need to sleep, and sleep a normal amount of time. Like right now, this is just sorting these beads is making me tired. And it seems like, how could that make you tired? But it does. Yeah, I think these, I mean, there's 3 more that are just... What's funny is if I don't post this video, I've been talking to myself. And in general, in reality, I'm actually really talking to myself because, I mean, I don't know if anybody's even watching this. If nobody ever watches this, I'm talking to myself, to other people. So, does that make me delusional? Like, I've got my pretend friends. Other people, you know, if nobody ever watches it, then who am I talking to? It's kind of funny. Alright, I like this color. This is this really pretty gold rondelle. It's a little bit rounder. Ugh, come on. It's a little bit rounder, a little bit fatter. This is not focusing my autofocus. Hang on. I have to stand up because I can't see the autofocus button. They're supposed to have some kind of, what do you call it? Remote control for the cameras that you can get, but this is probably going to go over the hour. That's the thing I don't like about this camera. Excuse me, that's my mom sneezing. She's very loud. The Samsung, it cuts off after, I think it's like 38 minutes, and we're on 101. Okay guys, hi, this is Holly with Kateri Designs and Keller Beads, and I don't know if this is going to be part 2 to the bead sorting or not. I got a phone call in the middle of a very long video, so I have no idea what I'm going to do. My beading, or not my beading, my video editor on my computer completely pooped out, and so I don't have a way of linking my videos together and redoing them for YouTube, and I don't know how to use the YouTube editor. I tried, but you know, MS brain just does not equate. So anyways, I am currently at the moment, all my kids are out. Some at their dad's, and then some are on a trip, and then other ones of course don't live here anymore. They are grown adults. But anyway, so there's no one here to help me figure that out, so I don't know. So anyways, I was showing y'all in the previous video, and I'm not sure, like I said, if I'm gonna even post this, so it's really kind of funny to me. I'm sitting here talking to myself. How to sort these, to, you know, to go through and sort your beads. And I'm doing this, I'm sorting these, and I've already gotten these ones done, as you can see over here. And I'm sorting these and going through and picking out, because there's bicones, rondelles, and oblongs in here, or in the box, and I wanted to go through the boxes I have left. This is supposed to be 3mm fire polish, and it's not all fire polish. I don't know what exactly is in here. So I'm just going through and picking through, and because I like my smaller beads in containers, like in tubes, in the tubes. You know, this is actually, you know, this is my seed beads, but I like my my bicones in there too, my small ones that are that I use for my spacer beads. I like all those things that I use like that close to me, where I have easy access to them. And I like all my beads in the containers that are according. So all my rounds in one, all my bicones in one, all my rondelles in one, you know, you get the picture. And so for me, this is just organized, and I can't, you know, work with this. So, but the other purpose of me doing this is that there are so many beads in this bead haul. I mean, I could probably hire 2 people and go for a month just trying to sort through these beads, and that would be 8 hours a day. So, but for the stuff, that's why I didn't go through and sort through the other stuff. I'm only sorting through what I'm keeping, and then as I sort, I'm finding things I'm not going to keep, so that I can actually pass that on to you, because some of these, there's just so much of it, there's no way I'm ever going to use all of it, so I'd like to go through that. And as I said in the previous video before I got cut off, is that I want to be able to get all this done, get this bead haul finished, so that I can go on to my next destash, which is not going to be another bead haul. I actually want to go through my own drawers, which if you've seen some of my videos, you've seen my apothecary, my I think it's Japanese, but I'm not sure, could be Chinese, but it's an apothecary, and it's enormous. It's this big huge thing that my ex-husband, when we were married, gave to me as a gift. But anyways, I've got so many beads in those drawers, and they're just sitting there unused, and I want to go through them, and most of them, if not all, are still on the on their strings. So I want to go ahead and get rid of those ones that I'm not going to use and make room and hopefully sell some more beads so that I can get the money to go through and get another bead haul. It takes, you know, minimum of about $300 to, it's $300 to $400 is what I'll spend, depending on the haul. Now this one, for the 65, it cost me, as I said, the antiques and the cash. She was selling it for $1,000. I did not pay her $1,000 in cash. We worked it out with cash in trade, but I did not spend more than what I had allotted for that in cash because I didn't have it. So anyways, that's why I can pass these savings on to you and give y'all such good deals on these. Now the one thing I can't do, and this is what's gotten some people upset, I cannot pay for shipping on orders under the $50 mark, and that's after the discount. So it would take $100 before the discount. After the 50% discount, it would be $50. So that's what it says. But I can ship cheaper than the $7 on the flat rate. For a small little thing like this, I would just take this in a package and a little tiny bubble envelope package and mail that off. I can do that. The reason I hate doing that is because if things got crushed or broken in the mail, because they're not really, you know, they're not gentle with anything, it would be upsetting. But I have gotten stuff of my own, including we got some garnets, and my mom ordered some garnets for an order that we got. And they came loose. They were rolling around the box. I can't believe they weren't just like scratched up beyond belief. They weren't. So, but the box protected them from getting crushed, and that's why I prefer to use that flat rate shipping. But I don't have to. So, you know, don't be afraid to say something. If you see something and you want it, then just say, hey, can you ship it to me? I'm not selling these containers because I have to put them into a box. I cannot ship them in a bubble envelope. They will get crushed. Even in the boxes, sometimes they get broken. So I don't want to ship that way. So because when you get my product, I want you to say, oh my gosh, this is good quality. She put it in a nice package. You know, it's going to be in the packaging that, you know, one of the bags or some other kind of thing that's going to keep it from being rolling around. And I want you to like what you get. I want you to say, this is really nice. And for being a discount used bead sale, you know, garage sale, online thing, whatever you want to call it, you know, I want you to say, this, I like what I got, and it doesn't look like junk. Because I don't make junk when I make my jewelry, and I don't want to, you know, sell junk. So anyway, my little rant there. Okay, so I've sorted these, and if I posted the other video, which I don't know, it's like I said, it's like I'm talking to myself. My daughter actually called and it stopped the video. I need to figure out how to make that not happen again. But if you watched the other video, then you saw me sorting through these, and these rondelles, they are such a gorgeous color, but they are not, I mean, of all the beads she's had, this is not a very good quality. They are stuck together. I mean, these are really, and almost all of them are that way. As I started going through them, I was like, oh my gosh, almost all of them. Sorry, cat fur. Look, there's another one stuck together. And there's ones where there's 3 or 4 of them stuck together. Like this one has 3. And they're just not very good quality. And I'm going to put them to the side. I'm not going to throw them away just yet, but I may. If any of you have any ideas about these, let me know and we'll figure it out. I love that burgundy color though. That's just beautiful. And then over here are these oblongs, and they have that AB side on one side, or half Labrador, or whatever you want to call it. My autofocus. This phone. So you can see those are really pretty. They're really tiny. And these are 3 millimeters. Most of them are. So I'm going to put these in a little bag and put my orange ones. These are like a cyan. And let me see. See, I told you earlier that you know, I don't want to go through, and these are AB. So I don't want to go through all of these and just try to find it where they match. So I'm going to put them with the corresponding bead type so that they can, I can go through them as I have them all together. And then say, oh, okay, this goes in this package and this goes in the other one. Now it's a little bit more work that way, but actually it's a little less work. It seems like more work to have to package these beads up and then unpackage them. But if I was just going back and forth running around trying to find the matching one for each one, that would take up more time and more footwork and be more exhausting to me. So I'm going to put these with my bicones. And I have found, as I said, when I'm going through these boxes, and I'm not sure if I'm going to post them or not, you know, I don't know if you realize this, but I'm actually very, very shy. It's very hard for me to post this stuff. But I'm going to go through. Actually, I'm going to put these in here. The little ones, because that's what this container is. And this one is the one I need to put on here and say, I don't know what to do with this one. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Okay, so that's that one. But anyways, I was saying I don't know if I'm going to post all of the videos or not. It just depends. I'll look them over and see if I sound stupid. I know that's kind of, what do you call it, of me, but now like this one I guess you could probably go through. Well, maybe not. This has got some little pearls, but it's got some other stuff along with the, those are teeth. Look how small that rondelle is. Let's see if it'll zoom in. Look how small that little, look how big the hole on it is, but look how small that is. That's got to be a 1 millimeter. I mean, that's just tiny. It's like a micro rondelle. And I've got some other stuff in here, including that little one here, just like the one oblong I had earlier on the strand. Oh, come on, autofocus. Sorry, guys. Whew. Anyway, so there's multiple things going on in that one. This one, I think I have just one. Where's my little tweezers? Okay, I have them on top of this. Okay. So this one I definitely need to go through. This one too. This one has... it has some clear ones. They're like half Labradors. I actually have some of those. Put those away. I might be able to get through this one just by picking through it like this. Oh no, there's some little ones in here too. Great, I get to be more, I looked at more of the black ones. I was telling y'all about in the other video. I have 2x2s and 2x3s I went through last night, and I used a needle to figure out which one was which. And then I tried, it took me 5 minutes to get the, what do you call this thing? Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come to me in just a second. You know what I mean? See, this is why I don't know if I will post these things, because I sound so stupid. I can't even come up with the words sometimes, but it's just part of the disease process. And if y'all don't care, well, actually, if I don't care, it doesn't matter. I won't post it and you won't know it. But as I said in the previous video, take the little pockets. Don't dump the whole thing out and then try to sort it. Just take your little pockets at a time. Just take little bits at a time. And sometimes if you have a whole lot in the container, in the little space, then the little compartment, then just do a little bit of a time out of it. Don't pull the whole thing out if it's overwhelming you. But as I said in the previous video, this for me, and it might help you, it helps my anxiety, me deal with the anxiety that I have that comes with the MS a whole lot, to where people don't even know that I have anxiety, even though I do. Anyways, alright, so just to try to get my autofocus to work here, hopefully it will, because the last video it did not do that very well. And I was saying I'm trying to put my rondelles, I want to have all my little tiny ones, especially these little micro ones, where I can get to them. I want to start doing some beading again. I'm getting sick of sorting. But this one's going to be easy because we can see the colors are really definite. They're not elusive. So I can go through here and let me see. Except for I said that, now I'm going to look at these and okay, this is a rondelle and this is oblong, oblong, oblong. Okay, so some of these are going to be harder because these these iris colors, and then we've got some clear going on here. And this looks like that. These other colors are really easy. Now this is way bigger than these. So that doesn't go there. I'll put that over there. These are bigger. So we've got these. And I said earlier in that other video, if you haven't watched the other video, I roll these around a lot because it helps me to feel out the bigger beads, especially when they're all the same color and I'm picking out the bigger ones. It's just easier to do it, and you can grab them by hand and sometimes feel it. You truly, when you start losing vision, you really truly do pick up other ability. Not super, not Superman ability, but you pick up, your senses get heightened in other areas. My sense of feel. Now here's a little black bicone, and I don't have a lot of these black bicones, and so that's nice for me. It's like finding a little treasure in this. If I posted the video from the other day that I did, which I won't, like I said, I haven't gone through them yet. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. But if I do post it, then you'll see I found some Swarovski, the aquamarine color. It's a caliper. I know that you know the name of this. I told you it was on the tip of my tongue. It would come to me when I wasn't thinking about it. I feel like Doug on the movie Up. Squirrel! So anyways, cat hair. Sorry about the cat hair, guys. Yuck. She comes, I have 3 cats. I have 3 dogs. And so the cat comes up here because she smells me, and she lays on this and sleeps on it, and I come down here and I try to de-hair it with the what do you call it, now I can't think of the name of the tape. You know what I'm talking about, that super strong tape. Anyway, so I do that with the tape, and it doesn't get it all for whatever reason. Okay, I can't tell if this is a round. This doesn't even look like it matches anything. And it does over here. The black one. Anyway, so the cat loves me that way. It's her way of showing me she loves me by giving me a lot of hair. And they also like to sit in my chair. And you'll never guess what my favorite color is. And so of course I'm always covered in cat hair. I look like I'm just a bum, but I'm not. I promise. This is really pretty. I love this color. Look at that half Labrador. I don't know if you can see it, just keeps rolling to the Labrador. It's good. Maybe it's a full Labrador on that one. Oh, I guess it's a full Labrador. It's a totally different one. This one belongs over here. Okay, so these are really pretty. This one I don't even think belongs to that. I think that belongs over here. These little tiny crystals. You guys can't pick up all the little details because the video is not giving you that ability to. That's just going to go there with the iris. It's going to be different color iris. Like I said in the last video, do not, when you get down to the tiny ones and they're the same color, don't try to micro do that all at once. Wait till you get to the point where you've got everything in the same area, and then micro sort. and you're going to have to do it with a needle if they're really small, which is what I was doing with mine. And I told my mom, why did I waste my time? I'm like my mother and my father. I used to be just like my dad, and now I'm like my mom and my dad. And at times they were so funny because they're both the smartest people I've ever met, both of them. They're the smartest people I've ever met in my life. My dad was just, super smart, super intelligent, and very wise. Wasn't so wise when he was younger because he was younger and he had to learn the hard way like everybody else. But he was, as far as, knowing things, they're both the smartest people. And so they would argue over the nth. If it was 1.5 miles and my mom was telling a story and she'd say 1.4 or she'd say 1, my dad would say, that's not true, it was 1.5. And they would get into this huge argument about the nth of this, the nth of that is what I called it. And I was just like, why are you guys arguing? You're not saying anything different. It's just she's telling a generalization of the story. My dad didn't like the story to be told in a general way. If you're going to tell it, you tell it exactly how it is. And so, some people like that and some people don't. This is a little seed bead. This is a really pretty seed bead, actually. And I just put it in my little miscellaneous pile of beads. But anyway, so, and most of you know my dad passed away in August of 2016. And, not August, I'm sorry. Oh, my brain. It was in August, and I can't remember right now because, yes, it was August, I'm sorry. No. Let's say I go again. It was not August. That's when my mom moved in with me. It was in June. See, this is my brain with MS. I have to go through it. Anyways, it was June. And, because it was the day after. He had a stroke or something the night of my son's birthday. And in June, and but he hung around for 3 more days after that. And anyway, but he was super smart, and so, like I said, so my mom, they're both the smartest people. And so I was telling my mom last night, the reason I started telling the story is telling my mom last night that my brain, I was arguing with myself about sorting those stupid beads. And my mom's side of the brain of me was saying, oh my gosh, it's a 3x3 or 3x4. Yeah, it's a 3x3 and a 2x2 and a 2x3, right? There's how small they were. And my mom's side of the brain was saying, or of me was saying, don't sort them, just leave them together. It doesn't matter. They're so, you can, when you're actually using them, you can sort it then. My dad's side of the brain wouldn't let it go. And he won out. And so I was telling her, I made her laugh. They were married for a very long time, and they're best friends. And, they had a life they've lived. And unlike most people today who just throw everything away, my parents, fought for what they had. Even though they weren't the perfect people, they fought for what they had, and they stuck it out. And that part right there is the most amazing thing to me. But anyway, and so my mom really misses my dad, as you can imagine. I mean, there were things you can't just be with somebody for most of your entire life and then lose them and not be devastated. So, but she handles it pretty well. She's been very helpful to me and trying to deal with my, broken life. And she came here and agreed to live with me to help me with my kids that are still here, and being now a single parent, not something I was planning on. But things just happened. But anyway, so it's kind of just neat. Just jabbering and making small talk, I guess, while I'm sorting these beads. So, as I said, if I sat here without a camera on doing this, I would probably be put in an institution. She's gone crazy. Is there something wrong with her? Okay, look, I don't know, did I show you this? How pretty this is? This is the half Labrador. And it's this beautiful blue. If you can see that, it's just really pretty. That is so tiny. These make the most beautiful, beautiful beads. They really do. They really make beautiful things. I love the tiny beads. And while I can do it, I'm going to do it because it's, and those are the full Labrador. This is a pretty opaque, almost a solid color, almost like a matte, uh, uh, deep red or burgundy. All right, there's another black. Oh yay, I have little black. I don't have a lot of those, so I'm excited. I don't have to buy them. When I find beads and stuff that I'm not going to have to buy any, that's amazing to me. So we're sorting these out. We've got, what, about 6-7 piles here of different beads, just from this little pocket in the container. And it's taking me longer because I'm sitting here talking to you and I'm not just fishing through it. But I'm trying to give you an idea. This is something, like I said, find stuff in your life that makes you happy that you can deal with, especially if you're dealing with cancer, which that was nearly my fate. They caught it early enough and took out the problem area that, that it was no longer a problem. But, so, I mean, I understand that. That's what I'm saying, that whether it's find something that you can do to focus on, to, especially if you're dealing with pain and don't have a lot of pain meds, or you can't get pain meds, or you don't want to take them. And when you actually keep yourself busy and distract yourself, even if all you can do is watch TV and distract yourself with something else that's good, or read or do something. This one is a different one. This is just pure silver rondelle. That's a totally different one. We got another bead going on here, so let's keep our eyes out for that one. But anyway, so just try to help yourself. The illness itself will beat you down, whatever's going on. So don't let people do that. Don't allow people to make negativity a part of your life. Pull my sleeve up again. Sorry, I just set my camera. Whee, it's always fun. Yay, here we go. Hang on. It's actually not the camera that's crooked. It's me that's crooked. There we go. Was that better? I hope. Okay. So anyways, try to, find things that are more positive. And we had one earlier that was kind of like this, but I think they were smaller. But like I said, I'm not going to go searching for them because that will take too much time to keep doing that for just one individual thing. So there's another black rondelle. And some people are like, why are you doing all that? Oh my gosh, just leave it in there and pick it out. It's just because it's really difficult to, when you're trying to find a particular thing, to have to search through 50 boxes because it's in every box. And that's kind of how these are. There's quite a few boxes, but not all of them are small. I'm just tackling the small ones first. I like to go for the hardest first and then go with the easiest. That's just me. That's this one. So these would be really pretty, and I think that's going to be really pretty. I love that. I love that. It really is very sparkly too. You'd be surprised. Pull this one over here. Just because it doesn't, I think it's all by itself. I don't see any more in here. I just put this in my little, there's one right here. There we go. All right. So, oops, that doesn't go there. Yeah, there's times too, I got my kids, I bought it used on eBay. Got a Nintendo, the Wii U, whatever, because whatever reason my daughter wanted something to like that to play with. She's 15 and she's a straight A student, and she wanted something to help her. She plays piano and all that stuff, but she wanted something else for distraction, you know, rather than being on her phone. And so we've actually played together. So that's something we can do together. And I can sit there because I can't, you know, go shopping with them. I can't do stuff like that anymore. And when I do, it's, you know, I get tired really quickly, and clothes shopping I'm talking about. And so it's not something we really do together. And so, and plus they do it with their friends more often than they do anything else. But so that's something we can do together. But when she's not here, I actually will do that. I'll actually do that as a distraction too. I'll play with that. So there's something you can do. What? I've seen it called, I don't know if the right word is vitriol. I think that might be wrong. I just call them iris because I've seen them, it's an iris color, but it may not be what it's called. Y'all might be screaming at me, no, that's not what it's called. That's not what it is. Okay. I won't pick up both of them for whatever reason. Get out of there. So if, I don't know if you guys, my personal Facebook page is open. Most of you, if you've looked at my stuff, you can see that. But I have it open because I was posting stuff on there because Facebook limits my posts. I mean, when you have a business page, I mean, it's a business page because I created it that way because I didn't know how else to create it. I have a, what do you call it, page? A group page for my jewelry because the business page was not, and still doesn't, and so I don't really use a business page at all. They don't post out to all the people. It actually limits who can see my stuff, and it's like, why are you doing that when it's supposed to be a business thing? And that's because they want you to pay for the views. They want you to pay for them to advertise you, and so I can't afford that. And so I started the, what do you call it, page, the group page, so that could happen. And then on the group page they started limiting that. So I opened up my Facebook page to public, and if I share my posts from my other sites on my Facebook page, they actually limit it. What is this? What is this? This is some kind of rondelle. It's very small. I'm going to put it in my little, I don't know what that is. Anyways, and so it's quite maddening. And that's actually why I started doing the YouTube videos. It had multiple benefits that came with it, like speech therapy and physical therapy. Speech therapy is a big one because I say things wrong. I say, like, instead of saying listen with your ears, I'll say listen with your earrings. My daughters laugh constantly. And it makes me laugh, but it's also, you know, makes me mad. It's like, you're laughing at me. But it is funny. It's actually very funny. So you have to learn to laugh at yourself too, and not take it all so seriously. So my daughters help me do that. They help me laugh at it. Oh, I went in the wrong place. Why did I do that? So anyways, this is a really pretty color too. And it has this I'm not sure if you can tell this. It has actually a blue because it's under this blue thing. It actually has a blue hue to it. It's very pretty, like a smoky blue, very, very pretty. That would make a really pretty ring to figure out. So anyways, so I started doing that. So I started doing this because Facebook was limiting everything, and it's working. So I'm doing this. And if I can help myself and somebody else in the process, even if I help just one person, then it's worth it. I'm going to have people say, oh, you're stupid. Okay, well, thank you. Take your negativity and move along. But notice everybody's been very, very nice so far. I think I can make some really pretty rings just out of this little bitty thing here and be happy and content for a while. So what I ought to do is open up, if I could, open up my house for when the homeowners association love that. Open my house up to like a garage sale where people can come in and buy beads for my garage sale. Okay. This is the first HOA I've lived in where I was by myself, and I don't like it. I can't always get stuff like in like my trash can. I missed the trash people, and I thought, well, maybe they'll pick it up the next day when they do the what do you call it? Recycle stuff. But no. So it was out there one day, literally overnight, and I picked it up in the afternoon, and I put it back out of the way where it belonged, and I still got cited. They didn't give me a ticket, but they, sent me a letter saying how we're supposed to be thoughtful of other people in the subdivision. And there's people, I wouldn't mind so much, except for there's people who have their trash everywhere. They have their bicycles and everything hanging out, and it looks like, not like you do in a subdivision that's supposed to be, everyone the same. So anyways, all right, so you've seen me. I've sorted this whole thing here. This is 36 minutes of it. And so, it wouldn't have taken me this long if I wasn't jabbering around and filming it and talking to y'all. But this is what we've gotten out of it. There are oblong pieces here and here. There's some bicones. They're tiny. They're 3 millimeter. They're black. They're the ones I don't have any of those, which that is awesome for me. There's some of these beautiful rondelles that are just tiny little crystal. Beautiful. And then there's some oblongs that are really pretty too. And then some more of these beautiful iris colored, whatever, little tiny rondelles that are smaller than these bigger ones. And these bigger ones are I almost want to say they're like a round, but they're not. They're not quite round. But they feel round a little bit. Anyway, so I can put these back in, and because I only have space for one, and I'll put these in little baggies to put with them, so that once I get them all sorted and everything where it belongs, I can actually then go through and, if you want to call it, micro sort. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed doing this with me, and I hope that you have a very blessed day, and thank you for watching. And if you liked this video and want to see more, just subscribe to my channel. You don't have to if you want to. If you want to, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. If you want to see different things, let me know. Just send me a message, and we'll try doing something different if you want to see something different. Thank you, and have a blessed day.